Good evening, I'm Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. President Podil says strong political commitment is needed to curb corruption in the country. Prime Minister Dahal states government is ready to take actions against those involved in corruption. Footpath business owners stage a protest against the Kathmandu metropolis. Demand to provide alternative spaces for business, accuse the metropolis of trying to make them unemployed. Pakistan's national election vote count concludes with independents, mostly backed by jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan, winning 101 of the 264 seats. And Nigeria to clash against host Ivory Coast in the Africa Cup of Nations. The title decider is scheduled to kick off at 1:45 a.m. Nepal time early tomorrow morning. President Ramchandra Podil has stated that strong political commitment is needed to curb corruption in the country. Speaking at a program held on the occasion of the 33rd Establishment Day of the Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority, CIAA, today, President Podil said corruption and corrupt trend has weakened the country. He stated that if the state governance is made transparent and responsible, corruption would be minimized. Speaking at the same program, Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal said actions will be taken against anyone found involved in corruption. Saying that the government has been bringing large corruption incidents into investigation, Premier Dahal stated that Nepal climbing up by 2 points in Transparency International's report also indicates the improvement. However, Dahal said that much more improvement was needed. Chief Commissioner of the anti-graft body, Prem Kumar Rai, claimed that cases of public officials abusing their authority have gone up. The CIAA chief also pointed out that financial irregularities have been witnessed in the same of making public services technology friendly. Chief Commissioner Rai also said that corruption is rampant in the country as responsibilities set by the law have not been carried out. Since its inception, the authority has been filing cases at courts in cases of corruption identified after conducting investigation. Until the mid-January, there were 22,127 cases at all 7 provincial offices and the central office of the anti-graft body. However, questions have been raised against the investigation procedures of the CIAA as verdicts are issued against the claims in more than 70% cases filed at the special court. Of the complaints filed in recent time, around 50% are related to local levels. After local levels, most complaints are related to land and education. Now, victims of loan sharks that have taken up an arduous journey to the capital in search of justice have reached West Nawalparasi's Bardaghat on the 12th day today. They had begun their march past from Kanchanpur's Gadda Chowki on 16th of January and have walked 450 kilometers on foot so far to reach West Nawalparasi. They have expressed grievance over the failure of the government-formed commission to address their problems. The struggle committee has put forth a 6-point demand, including the formation of a judicial commission and amendment of laws related to loan sharks. The victims from eastern region have reached Baras Nizgarh and are moving ahead, according to the struggle committee chair Awadhesh Kuswaha. The victims from the east and the west will converge in Chitwan on the 13th of February and head for the capital together. Majority of them have reported of swollen foot and headaches, among other health issues. The Central Committee meeting of CPN Maoist Centre has begun in the capital from today. Leaders of the party have said the meeting in the National Assembly Hall will dwell on the draft of party's statute. The party's statute convention is slated to begin from 13th of February. The ongoing Central Committee meeting will also review the party's 4-month campaign at local levels. Based on the event schedule, province in-charges are to submit their report on the campaign that was conducted between 2nd of September last year to 1st of January this year. Party Chair and Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal is to present his opinions on the party's overall status. Footpath business owners operating in Kathmandu metropolis have staged a protest against the office of the metropolis. Representatives from the National Self-Employment Association, Nepal Footpath Business Persons Association and Footpath Business Persons jointly encircled the office of the Kathmandu metropolis. One of the protesting business persons said the metropolis had violated the dialogues between the two sides and had staged the drama of a dialogue. They said the metropolis had looted their products overnight and demanded their rights to make a living, urging the metropolis to provide them with an alternative. They have also alleged the metropolis of plotting to make them unemployed in the pretext of managing the footpath businesses. Protesters have demanded for dignity of self-employment. Locals in the Sindhupalchok's Bhotekosi rural municipality, Fulpingti, have yet to receive compensations for the land use for the Shivasri Hydropower Company from the Shivasri Hydropower Company, in fact, that began operation some 3 years ago. This includes 172 households that are still waiting for the land compensations despite knocking on different government entity doors. They have filed a case at the High Court Patan against the Shivasri Hydropower Company. In response to their application, the High Court has halted the works related to road upgradation, which has risked 40 million rupees that was allocated for the project. The 22.2 megawatts Upper Chaku A hydropower project of Shivasri Hydropower Company has been operating since 15th of May 2021. It is time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what should Nepali laborers do to resolve the problems they have been facing in the country of employment? Your options are A, strong labor agreement, B, guarantee of social security, and C, improved skill and capacity. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Let's move on to international update. Pakistan's national election vote count concluded today with independents, mostly backed by jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan, winning 101 of the 264 seats. The final tally was released more than 60 hours after voting concluded in Thursday's national elections, a delay that has raised questions about the process. The independents came in ahead of the party of another former Prime Minister, Nawaz Sharif, which won 75 seats, making it the largest party in the parliament as Khan's independent ran as individuals. Sharif has said his party is talking to other groups to form a coalition government as it has failed to win a clear majority on its own. Pakistan's interim government says the delay was caused by communication issues due to a mobile internet outage on the election day. The outage, which authorities said was for security reasons, drew concern from rights groups and foreign governments, including the United States. Around 93 of the independent candidates who won seats were associated with Khan's PTI party. Khan's supporters were running as independents because they had been barred from contesting the polls under his party's electoral symbol by the Election Commission for not complying with electoral laws. One disadvantage the independents face in trying to form a government is that they are not eligible to be allocated any of Parliament's 70 reserved seats, which are distributed according to party strength in the final tally. Sharif's party could get up to 20 of these seats. Now, to provide us more information on the Pakistan's general election, we are now joined by a Karachi-based Pakistani journalist, Amar Gurro. Mr. Gurro, welcome to Kantipur News. Well, the results are out, and so far, based on the results, majority of the independent candidates have been linked to former Prime Minister Imran Khan's party. What do you make of the scenario?
Pakistan People's Party and Pakistan Muslim League, Nawaz, PDM. At that time, there were many cases were lodged against former Prime Minister Imran Khan, and his party was almost shattered into the pieces. Many leaders had left, and he was sent to the jail and is under trial of many cases. His party during the election was not allowed to use the election symbol of the bat, but despite that, his party has won a large number of the seats in the parliament, around 98 seats out of the 264 total general seats in Pakistan. So this shows that the workers, the party members, are how much they are committed despite all these barriers. And there were cases of the 9th May of the last year when army houses were attacked by the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf workers, so there were the crackdown against the party, but despite all this, they were not given time to campaign for the election. But despite that, they have took large number of the seats. So this shows the commitment of the PTI workers towards their party, and also it shows that despite all these efforts in Pakistan, election was so fair that even Imran Khan takes such a large number of the seats.
Now that the final results are out, how do you think the new government, next government, will be formed?
You know, in Pakistan, there is a law that the independent candidates, they cannot make a government. They have to join any party. So there are some negotiations underway between these PTI-supported winning candidates and different political parties. At the same time, Pakistan People's Party, Asif Ali Zardari and Nawaz Sharif, they are negotiating. And yesterday, Zardari has asked that if Nawaz can nominate his son Bilawal Bhutto as the Prime Minister, so he will support to PMLN. But still, there is no any clear thing. It will take 2, 3, 4 days more to that things will be clear. But right now, there are the negotiations between different political parties.
Mr. Guru, before we let you go, how do you think now Pakistan can maintain a political stability?
You obviously means in Pakistan, the political stability will come when there will be a democratic government will be formed in a peaceful manner, that all parties will accept that government. So I think stability will come when the process of the government will be finished and peacefully.
Thank you very much for your valuable thoughts and also your time, Mr. Guru. That was Amar Guru, Karachi-based Pakistani journalist, joining us and talking about Pakistan's election result. The results are out, and out of 264 seats, 101 have been won by the independent candidates. Most of them were backed by the jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan's party, PTI, followed by 75 seats won by Nawaz Sharif, who is also former Prime Minister, his party. Moving on, according to Gaza-based Health Ministry, the Palestinian death toll from the ongoing Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip has exceeded 28,000. The ministry has said in a press statement that the Israeli army killed 117 Palestinians and wounded 152 others during the past 24 hours, bringing the total number of deaths to 28,064 and the injured people to 67,611 since the Israel-Hamas conflict broke out on 7th of October 2023. The Israeli army has been launching intensive airstrikes on Rafah city in the south of Gaza since Friday night, killing at least 28 people, according to state-run Palestine TV. On Friday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu instructed the army to prepare the plan for a ground operation in Rafah to eliminate what remains of Hamas brigades. In the most recent Israeli raids, 3 members of Hamas's security forces were reportedly killed after a vehicle was targeted in the Sultan neighborhood west of Rafah, said Palestinian security forces. According to medical sources, at least 25 Palestinians were killed in Israeli airstrikes targeting 3 residence houses in Rafah. The Hamas-run government media office on Saturday warned of a global catastrophe if Israel carries out a military operation in Rafah, a city crowded with at least 1.4 million displaced Palestinians. Now, people living in the northern part of the Gaza Strip have been enduring starvation with a worsening lack of food supplies. Gaza has now been isolated into 2 areas, which are the northern Gaza and the middle and southern Gaza, and most of the aid enters the southern and middle Gaza through the Rafah border crossing. The Palestinian Health Ministry has already stated that a number of people died because of lack of food and water and the lack of medicine and medical supplies in northern Gaza, as the hospitals there are not able to serve the people. On Wednesday, Palestinian Health Minister Mai Al-Khalai announced that 340 doctors and healthcare workers in the health sector have been killed due to the ongoing Israeli war since October 7. She added during a protest organized by the ministry and the Palestinian health sector in front of the United Nations headquarters in Ramallah that around 900 doctors and healthcare workers had been injured, while Israeli authorities had detained around 100 others. Myanmar's junta has declared mandatory military service for all young men and women as it struggles to contain armed rebel forces fighting for greater autonomy in various parts of the country. All men aged 18 to 35 and women aged 18 to 27 must serve for up to 2 years, while specialists like doctors aged up to 45 must serve 3 years. The service can be extended to a total of 5 years in the ongoing state of emergency. Myanmar has been gripped by chaos since the military seized power from an elected government in a 2021 coup. Since October, the Tatmadaw, as the military is known, has suffered personal losses while battling a coordinated offensive by an alliance of 3 ethnic minority insurgent groups as well as allied pro-democracy fighters who have taken up arms against the junta. Finns started voting in the presidential runoff, in which centre-right Alexander Stubb of the National Coalition Party is the front-runner, according to opinion polls. Stubb, a former prime minister who won the first round of the election on January 28 with 27.2% of the ballots, ahead of Liberal Green Party member Pekka Haavisto on 25.8%. He has also beaten Haavisto in surveys, most recently by 6 to 8 percentage points. Both candidates are pro-European and strong supporters of Ukraine, having taken a tough stance towards Russia in the campaigns. The new president will have a central role in defining Finland's NATO policies, while leading on overall foreign and security policy in close cooperation with the government and acting as a commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Nearly 46% of those eligible to vote cast their ballots ahead of Sunday, official data showed, with the first results from advance votes due to be published shortly after polls close at 1800 GMT. The winner is expected to be announced around 2100 GMT. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.